All right, we created an NBA game prediction algorithm, which will predict the outcome of an NBA game, score, and winner after the end of the first quarter. Our main motivation is we're huge Washington Wizards fans, and we watch almost every single game of the season. And we always wanted to see if our team was going to win the game based on the first quarter instead of waiting the entire game, and to see how much they win by or how much they lose by. And we believe that there's a lot of fans around the world that feel the same way about their team. So we wanted to make this project to help others and ourselves. So the main problem that we're trying to face is that there are many sports betting applications that allow users to bet money on outcomes of sports. However, most of these applications rely heavily on previous games to predict the outcome of the game. Usually, they predict whether the team will win or not. There aren't that many applications out that will predict the final score and the deficit that a team wins or loses by. So, our main goal and our problem that we're trying to solve is trying to figure out a way to predict the game and the final outcome for the scores for both teams. So, for the methodology for this project, we found a dataset on Kaggle, which consists of 44,000 NBA games, and each of these NBA games had over 100 features each. So, we did feature reduction to 19 features. And then we tried different classifiers. We first tried the decision tree classifier, we tried the k-nearest neighbor, then we tried the support vector machine, and then we also tried the neural network, which is MLP regressor. And out of all these classifiers, we found out that the MLP regressor worked the best. And that's why we chose to stick with the MLP regressor, and we've been doing our predictions based on that classifier. So the goal for the project is we want to create an application that can predict the score accurately, as well as predict if the team wins or not. In order to predict the score of the game accurately and predict if the team wins, our application will predict the outcome of the game based on the statistics in the first quarter. We will gather multiple stat lines from the first quarter of the NBA regular season game and predict the score. And we can see this application being used in sports media and sports betting in the future, and hopefully can transition to the real world. Okay. And these are our citations for all the images. All right, so right now we're going to look at two games that we predicted using our algorithm, and here's a graphic on the screen. It may look a little complicated, but I'm going to walk through it right now. So on the left side, we're going to see Google's screen. This is a screenshot I took of Google. I usually take a screenshot so I can enter all the numbers in. This is a game between the Utah Jazz and the 76ers. And these stats are all the stats immediately after the first quarter. So the 76ers are up 31-23 at the end of the first quarter. And everything on the right side of the image is the home team stats, which is 76ers. And then everything on the left is for the Utah Jazz. So now, when we look at the middle of the screen, I created this GUI here in the top middle, home and away. The home team is all the statistics for the 76ers. So you'll see the East and West, the assists, turnover, steals, blocks, everything basically provided in the graphic by Google. And then on the right side is the away team, which is for the Utah Jazz, which talks about East and West and talks about their home and away. So then after I enter all the information, hit the red button at the bottom to predict it. And if you look at the bottom middle, there's a window called results. Now results is going to give you the home and away score that it projects, and it tells you which team is going to win and by how much. So here our prediction says the home team is winning 106-91. So that means the 76ers are going to score 106 and the Jazz are going to score 91. It says the home team will win by 15 points. So now if we go to the right, this is our little analysis area. So there's the predicted scores and the actual scores. And the bottom right shows you the actual final score, which is another screenshot from Google, which shows that the Utah Jazz scored 94 and the 76ers scored 103. So if we look at the top right, it should say Utah, well, we predicted 91, but the actual was 94. Philadelphia, we predicted 106, they scored 103. So the goal for this project was to predict the score correctly within 5 points of the actual score and also predict the winner correctly. So in this case, we did both because Utah was only off by 3 and Philadelphia was only off by 3, and we got the winner correct.